welcome to Common Core History, Chapter 2, The Beginning of Civilization. Around 6,000 years ago, the first cities began to emerge with their own culture, language, rules, religion, and government. Just like today. The earliest examples were almost always built beside rivers, so people could use the water to grow their crops. One of the first civilizations was in a place called Mesopotamia, which actually comes from a Greek word meaning between two rivers. These rivers were called the Euphrates and the Tigris. This area became known as the Fertile Crescent. Other major civilizations were the Sumerians, the Babylonians, Assyrians, and Persians. The Sumerians invented a form of writing, which really helped people become more advanced. Instead of letters and words, the earliest written language was made up of shapes pressed into clay. Now might be a good time to talk about dates. You'll notice in history that years are broken up into two parts. The last 2,000 years are called CE, for Common Era. That means we're living in the Common Era. 2,000 years ago, everything was BCE, which is before Common Era. And to make it slightly complicated, you count backwards. Therefore, 3 BCE is followed by 2 BCE and 1 BCE. After that, the Common Era dates count forward as usual. Make sense? Oh, one more thing. They used to be known as BC and AD. The BC stood for before Christ. The AD was Latin for the year of our Lord. They all mean the same thing. So back to the beginning of civilization. As we just said, writing was a big discovery. The other big one was a thing called bronze. Tools and weapons from the first people had been made from wood or stone. Eventually, people found out that they could use a new metal called tin. It was still too soft to be any good on its own. But by taking another naturally occurring metal, copper, and melting them together, you created a much stronger material. Bronze armor was better than leather. And trust me, you would rather fight someone with a bronze sword than a wooden one. So now, humans weren't just using the natural world to survive. They were using their brains to invent things. Cars and iPads are right around the corner. Well, not quite, but you get the idea. So at this point, there weren't really any countries, but city-states had to protect themselves from other city-states. So walls were built and people trained to be soldiers. It wasn't all about wars, though. A lot of the earliest civilizations traded with each other, offering food, crafts, and cloth to their neighbors in exchange for the stuff they needed. Rules, or laws, helped give life order for people who had been used to short, hard, scary lives. A lot of rules also came from religion, which is the belief in a higher power. Religion tried to answer big questions about why we even exist, and most people believed in lots of gods. The idea of believing in just one was a big change, and had a big impact on the last 3,000 or 4,000 years, as we shall see, because that's the subject of Chapter 3. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's chapter. Like, share, and subscribe. See you next time, and we'll keep learning about history.